I've had mixed feelings about Whalers Night for a while, and it's time for something to change with it. I will give my thoughts on that in this episode of Locked on Hurricanes.
Your Locked On Hurricanes, your daily podcast on the Carolina Hurricanes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey there, Caniacs. I'm your host, Jared Ellis, and you're listening to Locked on Hurricanes on the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, thank you for making Locked on Hurricanes your first listen of this Wednesday evening. And this is going to be one that may make some folks mad. Whalers Night. I've talked about this some in the past when that night kind of rolls around, but it's been one I've just been kind of thinking about for a little bit now, and I think some changes are. It's time to make some changes with it. Now, first off, should Whalers Night continue? Yeah, it should. It's even if I and other folks aren't the biggest fan of it these days, it makes them a lot of money. Plain and simple. It's gonna continue. Whether I want it to, whether you want it to, it's gonna continue. So first off, that's not something that's gonna change. Um, and I do think, they made a step in the right direction last year with their reverse retros of it being a Hurricanes reverse retro rather than a Whalers one like the first go around. I think for a lot of people, that first reverse retro when they went with the Whalers, that felt very cash grabby. And yeah, Whalers, it is a cash grab. It is. I mean, it's one of the most you have, this iconic IP in your possession. You're gonna use it to make money. Folks are constantly buying those jerseys, those t-shirts, those hats, that merch. You're gonna keep doing it, plain and simple. And that's just smart business there that's gonna keep happening. But I definitely think it's time for a bit of a change with it. And if and I feel like, a big way to do that is I don't want to say put more effort into it, but put more effort into it, man. Rather than like go all in for this thing. Yeah, I know they do the jerseys and like the headbands, but it's lost its luster, I think, and I think that's a big part of it. It's lost its luster. That first reverse retro was a big part of that for me. It just felt like, okay, it is one thing like when you saw it like one night a season, kind kind of like the Patriots red throwbacks, those are a treat to see. At first these Whalers uniforms were a treat to see. Like you just got to see them like the one, maybe two times a year. Reverse retros. That first reverse retro, it just took a lot of the luster off of it, and it just feels like it's been a bit phoned in for me, at least. Again, I know I've become a bit disillusioned with it, but it just feels like it should continue. It should. A lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people enjoy it, and I'm glad they do. But it just doesn't feel as special as it did, and I think that's gonna be something that the Hurricanes really need to really work on, making it feel like a really special night again. And that's kind of the biggest thing. I think, also when, the renovations that we've talked about a lot as of late, whenever those are underway and completed, that's going to open up a lot of new space, give you more opportunities to do things, whether it be, games or merchandise or whatever. Um, I think, that would be really stinking cool, for them to just go all in with it. Make it feel like a big deal rather than just an obligation on the schedule. It's like, "Oh, gotta fit Whalers night in somewhere. Let's put it on this day." It's gotten to that point where it just feels like, "Okay, we gotta do this. It's gonna be on this day." That's kinda where it's gotten to with me, and it should continue, but again, it does need some revamping and to make it feel special again. And I think, there's a lot of things the Hurricanes can do, and we'll continue to dive into that. But one big thing that I think could be really fun, because what got my thoughts going on this was seeing, where I believe it was Dallas. I forget where they were playing. I think they may have had it was a exhibition game in God, was it Oklahoma or something? It was in a different state, and that got me thinking of a way the Hurricanes could really kinda reinvigorate that Whalers brand and, make it feel special, and that was them having, whether it be a preseason or an exhibition game in Hartford. And we will dive into my thoughts on that right after this quick break, folks. Now, folks, the NFL season is right around the corner, and I am looking forward to it a whole lot, just like a lot of other folks are. Yeah, you're going out, you're seeing more and more football stuff, whether it be displays in stores, flags in front of people's houses. Folks are in t-shirts, jerseys, hats, whatever. You're seeing a lot of it right now. Folks are ready for it, and you can get ready for the NFL season with incredible offers from FanDuel, America's number 1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get 200 in bonus bets guaranteed. And here's the kicker, folks. This is a phenomenal offer. I love it. All customers who bet $5 will get $100 off NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. That's phenomenal offer there, folks. If you're a fan of multiple teams that are playing at the same time one Sunday, or if you're a fan of an out of market team that you are struggling to be able to watch, this has you covered, folks. This has you covered. Now is the best time to join FanDuel. The app is easy to use, and you can bet on everything from spreads to player props and everything in between. So visit fanduel.com/locked on and kick off the NFL season with an offer you won't want to miss. And again, folks, this is a phenomenal offer. You guys really need to take advantage of this one. Again, $5 off. You bet $5, you'll get $100 off NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Phenomenal offer, folks. This is great. I love it. Visit fanduel.com/locked on to take advantage of it. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL. Now, moving back to the Hurricanes and the Whalers. And, as I was, doing the predictions for divisions, I saw like Anaheim, they're playing game down in San Diego. And, you know, it's not unheard of for these teams to go out and play somewhere else. And I think this could be a really interesting opportunity for the Hurricanes if they do that. I know logistically it'd be a real pain in the butt for to be able to do that if they would even be able to do it. That's a big question, if they'd be able to, because I know, University of Connecticut also shares or plays in that arena where the Whalers did. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. I apologize for that. But because I remember seeing, like, some Whalers stuff, hanging up in there. So, if they're able to do it, I think that would be a really interesting thing for them to do. It won't be a regular season game. I can tell you that right now. It will not be a regular season game. Uh, as cool as that would be, for the fans up there, it will not be a regular season. It'd be awesome if they did do that for Whalers night, doing that. But again, I that is not going to happen. It being a regular season game, it would definitely be like an exhibition preseason game if they were to do anything like that up there. And even then, I still think that is, if they're able to do it, I think that would be a really cool idea and really, it would make it feel special. It would have that magic of, the Whalers, like when Whalers night first started, it had a special feeling. I feel like even if it is a preseason game, even if you're not going to see Sebastian Aho, Andrei Svechnikov, Martin Necas, Frederick Anderson, even if you're not going to see those guys, just see, just for those fans up there, to be able to see, the Whalers play in Hartford again in Connecticut. I think that would in of itself would be a really, really fun experience. I think that would be one to really continue to grow your Hurricanes brand. Um, because you're gonna have, those folks that are still salty about the Whalers moving to Raleigh. And there's still folks that call for them to bring the Whalers back. It's not gonna happen. But I think, if you were to just do, like, one preseason game up there, I think that's gonna be a whole 'nother market for you to tap into, and for a preseason game, like, you put them up there, uh, it's been 26 years now, 25 seasons, or this past one was 25. So it'd be 26 seasons since they played in Connecticut. They're gonna be hungry for that. And you announce that, well enough in advance, and also, put your tickets on sale enough in advance, and really just go all in with it. I think that would be a great financial benefit for the Hurricanes. Great decision for them in that regard. Because I think, that could potentially be, it's a preseason game, but I honestly think that could be one that could sell out. And I think, you when you do that, if at all possible, really like play Boston, for it in that preseason game if they're able to. I know sometimes preseason they kind of stick more geographical or whatever, but if you plan it out far enough in advance, man, you can play Boston, in a preseason game up there, or you play Capitals up there. The Hurricanes and Capitals, they always play each other, and they have that rivalry. And you do that. I think that could be a really, really fun thing for the Hurricanes to do. Really just go in on a Whalers day, and really go all in there in the city of Hartford. Even if it is just a preseason game, like really make it feel special. Do like some limited run merchandise. You see it like concerts and shows and stuff. Like you have merchandise you can only get there. You can't buy it online, unless it's secondhand, on like eBay or Mercari or something like that. Like really make it feel special. I think that could be something there that could make that Whalers brand feel special again. I really do. I really, really do, think that could be something that, yeah, that could be some something that, the Hurricanes, could, should it go well, the first time they do it, if at all possible, that could be something that they, look at doing, every preseason, again, logistically, I don't know what would go into that. I don't. I don't. I'm not privy to that information. I don't know. But you see, teams having preseason exhibition games in different cities, in different states. I really think that this is something that the Hurricanes should look into. And if they could do it, I think they should. And then also, especially in that, I mean, obviously market it here, of course. But like really go all in with the marketing up there in Hartford in that surrounding area. Like make it a big deal, even if it is a preseason game. Like you're pushing 30 years since they left. Make it a big deal that they're coming back one night only or whatever. Make it a big deal. Make it feel special. That's my biggest thing with Whalers night at this point. Make it feel special because it doesn't anymore. At least for me. I know there's a lot of other people that feel the same way. It doesn't feel special anymore. And I think this right here could really be a way to make Whalers night and just that Whalers brand in general feel special again. Now, say it is a preseason thing, that obviously means there will be, a regular season Whalers night, and making that feel special here again, here in Raleigh again. That will be interesting, and I will dive into a couple ideas that I have on ways they can do that right after this quick break, folks. All right, folks, we're back, and I talked about how the a preseason game in Hartford in the Whalers get up could really make that brand feel special again, but there's no guarantee that could happen or will happen, you know? And because there's been no talk about it, of that happening, I think they should, but that's not my decision to make. I don't work for them. But making it feel special here again, that's the important thing. That's why we're here to talk about that. Now, I said earlier, really, putting effort in is going to be big, not just making it feel like, oh, we got to have Whalers night. It's going to be on this day on the calendar. It's gotten to the point where it feels like that, where it feels more like an obligation than something fun. And, I think that, they should change up the Whalers uniforms. I think that is big. I know the green one is like the classic one, but they have other Whalers uniforms. I personally would love to see those blue Whalers uniforms. I would love to see those. I think that would be really fun for them to do and change it up visually in that regard, because it's always been the green aside from that reverse retro. Change that up. I think that could be, something, to at least get it started. And I think, you really go all in on your, I know they can only do so much when it comes to like stuff around the arena. Um, you know, but if they're at all able to, change, some stuff out there, it's honestly, this is going to be something that really after renovations, when obviously it'll be like more screens and whatnot out in the concourse and stuff like that, of really like changing it up a little bit, making it look more throwbacky in that regard. And, as cool as it would be, say, well, whatever, 1986 or whatever, concession prices there, but dollar hot dogs or whatever. That's obviously not going to happen. I know. I know. I know. We all know that that's not going to happen. But really like go all in, with the 80s feel, or if you go more of the 90s Whalers, go all in with that stuff, making it really feel like that. I know they'll change the stuff on the jumbotron of making it look like the old school graphics. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think you should continue to do that if you're doing Whalers Night. Um, and I think, as I mentioned earlier, once the renovations for the arena are done, that'll open up some more opportunities of things you can do out in the concourse, whether it be little games or whatever. Or, really like go all in, kind of like how they do with like playoff games of, kind of having like this stuff going on outside. I know they do that for all home games, but like playoff games, it felt like more of a big deal. And, I think, you could like do Whalers Night on a different part of the schedule rather than like January or February. Do it in more, do it maybe in like late March or something like that, where it'll be a little bit warmer outside. You could and do it on a weekend where, you could, open up your lots earlier and, have more stuff going on outside and, make it more of an event and like, something like folks, gotta attend. And again, we know all the renovations and development that'll be happening, in that area over the next few years, and that will open up more opportunities for them to do stuff. And I don't know the cost and whatnot, but if they were able to like, the little banners on the lights, there at PNC Arena, like change those over to like Whalers ones, do something like that. Or like your lights, on PNC Arena, have them be green and blue, do something like that. Again, just make it feel special. And I think that would be big. One thing, you know, especially, if they were to do it like on a weekend or something like that, of, you know, and where it's nice out, have like, like some food trucks or something out there, again, open those lots up early. And yeah, I know tailgating is a big part of your thing, but, there's a lot of space out there. You could you go in with like, some food trucks, that would serve food, like is up there in Connecticut in that New England region. Bring some of those, and obviously you don't have to have like a full army or anything like that, but really go in with like the Hartford vibe. And I said earlier, with them doing a preseason game in Hartford, like some limited merch, like you can only get there, like you cannot order it on Carolina Pro Shop or Fanatics. You can only get it there at the game. I think that would be really fun as well. Again, make it feel special. That is my biggest thing here. Make it feel special again. And just, little things like this of, doing some more stuff, pregame, you know, more limited merch, for that stuff. Like you own this IP, like really go all in with it. And again, frankly, just kind of change the jerseys up as well. And I would love it if they could get a visiting team to wear a throwback uniform as well. Like if you could, play the Bruins or play the Capitals or play the Penguins or someone like that, and they were able to wear a throwback jersey as well. Again, that is just not gonna happen. That's more something that you're playing on your PlayStation or Xbox or PC or whatever. And, you're changing the uniforms, and they're all wearing throwbacks. At that point, that would be cool. But even just making it feel special. That is my biggest thing. It just doesn't feel special anymore. I just feel like them making it more of an event is going to go a long way for that. Again, arena renovations and development in that surrounding area over the next few years, I think is going to open up a lot of opportunities for this, as well as, other theme nights, that they may end up doing down the road, opening up more avenues for them to do stuff. That's going to be a big help for them because it's just kind of not a whole lot out there. But whenever they do that, that will open up more opportunities for them. But in the meantime, I think it's just going to be more the same of it just being that date on the calendar that they're going to wear the green jerseys. And play Brass Bonanza and have some old school graphics on the jumbotron and a few extra Whalers t-shirts in the eye. That's all it is now, and I think that's all it will be, at least for the next couple years. Honestly, one thing that if they do decide to make it feel special again, I know it's not happening this season, but maybe like next or this coming season, but like the season after, of take a year off from Whalers Night. Take a year off. I feel like just being able to the whole absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of deal. I feel like we've really gotten used to it, and it just doesn't feel as special again. I go back to those reverse retros. That took a lot of the luster off of it for me. Like, it just did not feel as special. I know, it's in the COVID time, and they're really trying to make money, and the Whalers brand. That's a great way to do it. And I understand it. And again, Whalers Night, it's not going to go anywhere. I know I posed the question at the beginning of the episode: should it continue? It will, because it makes money. And I think if they were able to, if they do this bit of a revamp, refresh, I think they could stand to make a lot more. I do. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens with this stuff. It's just kind of me talking to you, giving you my thoughts on this. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Whalers Night should continue? Does it need a revamp? Would you like to see a preseason game in Hartford? Let me know at LO_Hurricanes, at Jared Ellis _96, and leave a comment down in the YouTube comment section as well. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode, folks. And as always, folks, let's go Canes. Well, in this case, let's go Whalers.